If you're following even 3 out of these 8 money habits, you may be slowly becoming poorer without even realizing it. How? Let me tell you a simple story. Daniel and Jake are good friends. Daniel earns $85,000 a year. He has a good job, a nice car, the latest phone, eats out almost every weekend, and enjoys spending money on fun and entertainment. On the surface, his life looks great, but by the end of every month, his bank account is almost empty. Now let's look at Jake. Jake earns only $45,000 a year, almost half of what Daniel makes. He also has a car and a phone, but he saves money regularly, invests for the future, and lives with much less financial stress. So here's the question. Why is Daniel financially behind even though he earns so much more money? The answer is simple. Low income is not always the problem. Bad money habits are. The truth is, money usually doesn't disappear all at once. It slowly slips away through small daily decisions. $5 here, $10 there, $20, $50. These small expenses don't seem like a big deal at the time, but over months and years, they quietly drain your wealth. Then one day you look at your bank account and ask yourself, I make good money, so where is it all going? In this video, we're going to break down 8 money habits that quietly keep people stuck financially. More importantly, we'll show you how to fix each one so you can start building real wealth instead of watching your money disappear. And make sure you stay until the end, because habits number 2, 5, 7, and 8 are especially important. These are the habits that hurt millions of people financially, often without them even noticing. So let's get started. Habit number 1, the save later mindset. This is one of the most common money habits today. Most people get their paycheck and immediately start spending. Rent gets paid, loan payments go out, food deliveries add up, subscriptions get charged, and weekends become expensive. Then, at the end of the month, they think about saving money. But by that time, there's usually nothing left. And that's when they say, I want to save, but I just don't have any money left. The problem is not always how much you earn. The problem is the order in which you spend. Here's a simple example. Imagine someone earns around $6,000 to $7,000 per month. A popular budgeting method is the 50-30-20 rule. Around 50% of your income goes toward your needs, like housing, bills, groceries, and transportation. 30% goes toward your wants, like entertainment, dining out, shopping, and hobbies. And the remaining 20% goes towards savings and investments. The key idea is simple. Treat your savings like your first bill, not your last one. The moment your paycheck arrives, move a portion of it into savings before spending on anything else. Even if you're paying off debt, try to save something, whatever is realistic for your situation, because small amounts add up over time. If you save just $800 per month, that becomes $9,600 in a year. That's money working for your future instead of disappearing on things you won't even remember a few months from now. So if you want to build wealth, stop saving what's left after spending. Save first and spend what's left after saving. That's the habit that changes everything. Habit number 2, lifestyle inflation. This is one of the biggest money traps, and millions of people fall into it without even realizing it. Let's look at a simple example. Imagine someone earns $4,000 per month. They live in a modest apartment, drive a used car, shop only when necessary, and mostly eat home-cooked meals. Their lifestyle is simple and they can afford it comfortably. Now, a few months later, their income increases to $5,000 per month. Instead of saving the extra money, they immediately upgrade their lifestyle. They move into a more expensive apartment. They buy a newer car. They start grabbing Starbucks every day. Their shopping increases, and they begin buying more expensive clothes and gadgets. At first, it feels like success. But something unexpected happens. Even though they're earning more money, they don't feel financially secure. In fact, their stress level often goes up. Why? Because their expenses increased along with their income. The extra money that could have gone into savings or investments is now being spent on a more expensive lifestyle. And by the end of the month, there's still little or nothing left to save. That's called lifestyle inflation. It happens when every raise, bonus, or promotion turns into an excuse to spend more instead of building wealth. The problem isn't earning more money. The problem is increasing your spending at the same pace as your income. The smartest people do something different. When their income goes up, they may improve their lifestyle a little, but they also increase their savings and investments, because real financial progress doesn't come from looking richer. It comes from keeping more of what you earn. So the next time your salary increases, don't upgrade your entire lifestyle overnight. Upgrade your savings and investments too. Your future self will thank you for it. Habit number 3, looking rich with credit cards. This is one of the easiest ways to look rich while quietly getting deeper into debt. Think about it. When you use a credit card, buying something feels almost effortless. You don't see cash leaving your wallet. You just tap, swipe, or click, and the item is yours. That's what makes credit cards so dangerous for many people. Let's look at a simple example. Imagine someone buys a $1,200 iPhone using a credit card. At first, the monthly payment seems small. Maybe they only have to pay around $50 per month, so it feels affordable. But then come the extra costs. Interest charges, annual fees, late payment fees, balance transfer fees, cash advance fees. By the time the phone is fully paid off, that $1,200 iPhone could end up costing $1,500 or even more. And that's just one purchase. Now add a $300 pair of shoes, a $500 shopping spree, a $200 dinner, and a few more impulse purchases throughout the year. Little by little, the debt grows. At first, it feels manageable. Then one day, that small debt turns into a mountain. And that's one reason why so many people end up living paycheck to paycheck. The solution is simple. If you can't afford to pay for something today, consider waiting before buying it. Give yourself time to save for it. Because buying things with a credit card can make you feel rich for a moment, but getting out of debt can take years. Real wealth isn't about owning expensive things today. It's about having the financial freedom to buy them without creating a burden for your future. Habit number 4, ignoring small expenses. Most people don't worry about small purchases. They tell themselves it's only $10. What difference does it make? But that's exactly where the problem starts. Small expenses may not seem dangerous in the moment, but over time they can quietly drain thousands of dollars from your bank account. Let's look at a simple example. Imagine you spend $8 on coffee, $15 on lunch, and $20 on random purchases every day. That doesn't sound like much, right? But together, that's $43 per day. Over a month, that adds up to about $1,290. And over a year, that's more than $15,000. Now think about that for a second. Many people work hard to earn extra income, but they never notice the thousands of dollars slipping away through small daily expenses. And here's the important part. If that same money were saved and invested instead, it could grow into a much larger amount over time. That's why tracking your spending is so powerful. When you know exactly where your money is going, you can spot unnecessary expenses and make better financial decisions. The goal isn't to stop enjoying life. The goal is to make sure your money is going toward things that truly matter, because small expenses may seem harmless today, but over time they can have a bigger impact on your finances than you think. Habit number 5, spending money to impress other people. I told you earlier not to skip habit number 5, because this is a mistake that almost everyone makes at some point. Today, many people spend more time trying to look successful than actually becoming successful, and social media has made this habit even worse. People are constantly comparing themselves to others and feeling pressure to show off a lifestyle they can't truly afford. Let's look at a simple example. Imagine someone is making a $900 car payment every month, not because they need that car, not because it improves their life, but because they want people to say, "Wow, nice car, bro." From the outside, everything looks great, but behind the scenes, they're dealing with debt, little or no savings, and constant financial stress. And remember, a car is just one example. The same thing happens with expensive phones, designer clothes, luxury vacations, watches, bikes, and countless other things people buy just to impress others. Here's the funny part. The people you're trying to impress usually stop thinking about you a few minutes later. They move on with their own lives, but you're the one left making the payments. That's why spending money for approval is such a dangerous habit. Many truly wealthy people don't feel the need to show off. They often live below their means and focus on building financial security instead of chasing attention. So stop buying things just to impress other people. Buy things because they genuinely add value to your life. Because looking rich and being rich are two very different things, and in the long run, financial freedom is far more valuable than temporary approval from strangers. Habit number 6, saving money but not growing your income. Saving money is important. In fact, building good saving habits is one of the foundations of financial success. But if you think saving money alone will make you rich, that's where many people get stuck. Let's look at a simple example. Imagine you're able to save $1,000 every month from your paycheck. That's great. After 1 year, you'll have $12,000 in savings. But there's one problem. The cost of living keeps rising. Housing gets more expensive, food gets more expensive, healthcare gets more expensive, and over time, inflation slowly reduces the buying power of your money. So what's the solution? Don't focus only on saving. Focus on growing your income too. The people who build real wealth usually do both. They learn new skills. They invest their money. They start side hustles. They take on freelance work. They look for opportunities to earn more instead of relying on a single paycheck forever. Because there is a limit to how much you can cut your expenses, but there is often no limit to how much you can increase your income. That's why wealthy people don't just ask, "How can I save more?" They also ask, "How can I earn more?" So keep saving. But don't stop there. Invest in your skills. Look for new income opportunities. Build additional streams of income. Because wealth is usually created by combining two habits: spend wisely and earn more. When you do both, your financial progress can accelerate much faster than saving alone ever could. Habit number 7, delaying investing. One of the biggest financial mistakes people make is waiting too long to start investing. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes to build wealth. Let's look at a simple example. Imagine someone starts investing $200 per month at age 25. Over the next 20 years, they would contribute a total of $48,000 of their own money. Now let's assume their investments earn an average annual return of 15% over the long term. After 20 years, that investment could grow to around $303,000. That means more than $255,000 of the final amount came from investment growth, not from the money they personally contributed. That's the power of compound growth. In simple terms, it's when your money starts making more money, and then that new money starts making even more money. The reason this works so well is time. The longer your money stays invested, the more opportunity it has to grow. That's why delaying investing can be so costly. When you start late, you lose valuable years that compound growth can never give back. Many people wait because they think they need more money. Others wait because they want the perfect time to start. But the truth is, the perfect time rarely comes. Starting small today is usually better than waiting years to start later. You don't need to be an expert. You don't need a huge amount of money. You just need to begin. Because when it comes to investing, time is often more important than the amount you invest. And the earlier you start, the more powerful compound growth becomes. This is just a simple introduction to the concept. There is a lot more to learn about investing and compound growth. If you'd like a full breakdown, comment #decode_delayed investing. Habit number 8, a bad financial environment. You've probably heard the saying, your environment shapes who you become. The same is true when it comes to money. If the people around you spend money carelessly, don't value saving, blow their paycheck every weekend, and treat debt like it's completely normal, that mindset can slowly influence you too. And whenever the topic of saving money comes up, they might say something like, "Bro, life is short, just enjoy it." At first, you may not agree with them. But over time, something interesting happens. You start doing the same things they do. Because human beings naturally absorb the habits, attitudes, and behaviors of the people around them. Now let's look at the other side. Imagine you're surrounded by people who talk about investing, people who follow a budget, people who avoid unnecessary debt, people who think about their future instead of just the next weekend. After a while, your mindset begins to change too. You start making better financial decisions without even realizing it. That's the power of your environment, and that's one reason why some people earn a good income but still struggle financially year after year. So what's the solution? It's actually very simple. Start learning from financially smart people. Read books about money. Listen to podcasts that teach financial skills. Follow successful people who share practical advice. And fill your environment with ideas that push you forward instead of holding you back. Because sometimes improving your financial life isn't just about earning more money. Sometimes the biggest change comes from changing the environment around you. The people you listen to, the content you consume, and the habits you see every day can have a huge impact on your financial future. Choose that environment wisely. So, those were some of the most common money habits that can slowly keep people poor. And the truth is, low income isn't always the biggest reason people struggle financially. More often, it's the daily habits and financial decisions that quietly hold them back. The good news? Every one of these habits can be changed. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to change everything overnight. Just start with one habit, then improve another, and keep moving forward. Because small changes repeated over time can completely transform your financial future. The sooner you start, the sooner you'll see the results. And trust me, a few years from now, your future self will be grateful that you started today. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more content on building wealth and making smarter money decisions. And before you go, let me know in the comments, what financial topic would you like to see next? Thanks for watching this video.